today. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, guys.
As a reminder to everyone on the call, if you could please use the raised hand icon so I know that you would like to ask a question. And we will go ahead and get started with Joe Chats from On Tap Sportsnet.
Joe.
Hey, Frank. Hey, thanks, E. How's it going today, sir?
Good, Joe. You? All good?
Can't complain. Frank, this weekend, MLS has talked about rivalry weekend, right? And I'm just curious, as a Chicagoan, how you feel about this newfound MLS rivalry between Chicago and St. Louis, because the skeptic in me tells me it's been derived, but clearly there is an emotion that this game brings out of players and fans alike.
Yeah, I think just when you look at just proximity of where St. Louis is, it's an opportunity for our fans that always support the team to be there. But I think with any rivalry, I think it's going to take time to build. I think it's set in a great way where I think it can be a great rivalry in the future. But I think the big rivalries, and I think that those take place when you play year after year, when you play in important games, when you play in finals, when you play in playoffs and stuff like that. And but I think it's something to build on. That's for sure. I know if I go back in my time as a youngster, I think growing up and playing youth soccer here and with the state teams, and when we played St. Louis, obviously that was a rivalry because we wanted to obviously showcase ourselves and make sure that they realized that we were the best in the Midwest. So I think it's there. I think it's going to have to take some time to evolve and be what it really can be, probably a great rivalry in the future. But I think that only happens when, over time and when you play in huge and important games and things are on the line and you can, you can make the game even bigger through moments like that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question will go to Jim Alexander from Real Talker.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
Hey, Jim, good. You? All good?
Doing well. Doing a big Champions League day. I'm going to ask you soon about the game.
Yeah, but you threw me off last. What did I predicted? I predicted PSG. Yeah, but I thought the way you PSG Dortmund. I thought that PSG was at home, but it really doesn't matter. So today for me, I take Madrid.
Okay, Madrid to move on.
Yes.
In regular time. It's 2-2 coming in.
Yeah,
so
yeah, no, but the away goals don't count now. I mean, I take them in regular time. Yeah,
okay.
I think they're tough at home. They're an experienced team. Both teams. I mean, especially with Bayern, have nothing to play for other than this. I mean, those, you raise your level to play, but I just think that it just seems like the Champions League is a format that Madrid always thrives in.
Oh yeah,
we bet against them in playing at home.
Fair point. Wanted to ask you about this week. Is it maybe, you guys had a pretty long homestand here and didn't go the way we all wanted to, but do you think a little short trip might be good for the team to kind of just get away? Not a big trip, so it's not like you guys are going to the coast or anything, but maybe as like a bonding thing, a little quick getaway on the road might be a good thing to kind of galvanize the team together, maybe, and get things back on track?
Yeah, I mean, most of the trips now, other than the West Coast, they're not long. I think it's just important to get on the field and play again. I think, and for us, and I know it's early in the week, but I think just our focus is just to continue to stay positive with the group. Obviously, I think for me there were a lot of good things in the last game. It's just now, you can talk about a couple different things. We can always talk about decision making in the final third, the final pass and stuff like that. But we got in really good spots. We didn't really create that big chance moment. Maybe we had 1-2, but I think we could have. But it comes down to those little details that I talked about. And I think the important thing for within every game that we go into, it's just a process of evaluating and looking at how we can improve as a team. And then making sure that, once we analyze the game, we look at certain things we did well, we looked at mistakes, analyzing those things and looking to improve. And the thing you cannot do is get frustrated and And that's the one thing that we cannot do. And that's just the process with game in and game out. It's a long season. I feel we're in the right way. I know that doesn't mean anything if you don't get results, but I felt the team has been playing well. We got to find a way now to get points. We got to find a way to, I don't want to say score. We have to score, obviously, or else it's going to be difficult for us. But maybe, going away. Again, we're excited because we haven't been. It's a new stadium. Obviously, we played St. Louis last year at home in both games. There were difficult moments. We beat them in the Open Cup in the regular season. It's going to be a difficult game. It's, and I think the only thing is we can just prepare really well and just put the guys in positions where they got to be successful. And I think that's the most important thing. And not try to do things where I think that, we take away the strengths of the players, and just keep it simple, focus on that, be positive, and, keep working on the things that believe that the team is really strong at.
Sounds good. Safe trip.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Tim Hotsey from Men in Red 97.
Hi, Frank. How are you?
Hey, Tim. Good. You?
Good, thanks. So, talking about the ways to get those 3 points this weekend, St. Louis has the fastest attack in the league. Do you try to counter that with speed, or do you try to beat them with possession?
No, I think they're the quickest because they're a very direct team. They're probably the one team that, from all the teams, their ability to, the trigger points that they have with the press. Once they win the ball, it's you go back to the old Red Bull days where it's just their first option is always to play vertical, and then they get numbers forward. They look to counter press and create a lot of opportunities like that. So I mean, it's obviously, we know that it's going to be a fast start. So our mentality has to make sure that we're ready, for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of the game, because they're going to come up with energy being at home. I've watched games there, and, the great stadium, great atmosphere. So they get energized behind their fans. So for us, it's like, we have to be ready for the fast start, but then always, I guess, in possession and with the ball, it's just, avoid the trigger points that we've been working on. It's, certain balls, backward passes are going to come. We know that. We know where the spaces are going to be. And now it's just the ability to execute, take really low risk. There's no issue if we don't look to play through our pivots always, that we can be a little bit more direct at times, try to win second balls, and, and then let the game open up, let the game open up, because in the beginning it'll be a little bit hectic. Then we have to be ready for that. And I think once the game settles, I think there's opportunities where we definitely can play, but, obviously trying to avoid the areas where it's trigger points for them and their ability to press and feed off that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go 2 more questions. We'll go with Hernan Espinosa and then finish with Joe Chats. Hernan?
Yes, Frank, good afternoon. My question is about Omari Glasgow. He was signed for 1 day only, or he's going to be playing with the Fire team just occasionally. And I want to ask you also about Harold Osorio. I asked you this before, and you say he plays for the Chicago Fire FC2, but is there any possibility that we'll be seeing him too anytime soon to play with the first team? Thank you.
Yes, Hernan. Yeah, no, good question. Obviously, this is a loan. We can, I think that when Omari, when you bring a player up, I think you can have him for 6 games, but you only have ability to use them in 2 of those games. So if we use them in the next match, then we have the ability to bring someone else up. It could be Osorio. I think for us in the last game, because of the injuries we had, we needed more depth in the wide areas, in the positions, and Omari was someone that we had in preseason, and it was a situation where we needed cover out wide, and that's what Omari. In the future, at the opportunity, for us where we need players centrally, obviously the last game, I think we had, Federico Navarro come back available, and then Gaston, I think this week has again some issues with this. With the hamstring, and it's day by day, but I think that was the main thing. Those guys came back. We needed more cover out wide with in the winger position in the 7 and 11, and it was and Omari has deserved it because he had a really good preseason with us, and it was just we were waiting for the moment to call him up.
Thank you. Joe?
Yes, I was just wondering, Frank, update on how Marin's rehab is going as he made it back to the practice pitch.
He's doing running on his own. So I think that's a good sign. No integration with the first team yet. And I think it will be difficult for him in this game. I think the realistic probably goal and hope would be probably to have him available in the Columbus game, because he hasn't started training with the team. And then obviously with Rafa came out the last game. He had a patella issue in his knee, and he's day to day also. And then obviously Gaston with he played, but with the hamstring and stuff like that. So those are, Myron probably for sure. I would say that no chance for him for this game. The other two is just day by day. Gaston hasn't integrated with the team at all. Rafa took part some of the training today, but it still bothers him. So we just have to be. You see how he goes. Also knowing that we have 3 games now, and Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday.
Thank you, Frank. Good luck this week.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Good. Great. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
With us today. We really, really appreciate it. We will go right ahead and get started. And as a reminder, please use the raised hand icon if you have a question. So we'll start with Joe Chats from OnTap Sportsnet.
Hey, Fabi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm liking the red jacket with the red background. Very, very blending in. Curious, this weekend you're going against the St. Louis team that last year you guys beat twice. You scored in the Open Cup against them. The league is trying to get a rivalry out of this game for us locals. Yeah, we like to have it against St. Louis. I'm just curious how you're expecting a team to come out against you guys when they're likely looking for a win that's going to hurt after last year.
Yeah, I mean, we did some analysis on them. I think they're pretty aggressive. They're probably one of the best teams in the league in terms of pressing and when they lose the ball, repress. So we have to be mindful of that, and then obviously try to exploit the spaces that they do give when there's a lot of people on one side. We have to switch the ball to the other side as quickly as possible. In terms of the rivalry, I think it's probably the closest city, I think, to us. I want to say geographically. So I think it's nice for us to have a real rivalry with them. We beat them twice, so they're going to be hungry to beat us. I think the team is excited to go there because we haven't been there. It's a new stadium. Heard the atmosphere is pretty good there. So I think it's an exciting game for the fans and for us. You know, another good opportunity to steal points there as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Jim Alexander from Real Talker.
What's up, Fab?
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. Gotta ask you, this is this is a big summer, you know, for your home country, you know, with the Euros and then potentially a Champions League final of all German teams. I'm curious if you have a rooting interest today in Bayern versus Real Madrid, and who do you think is going to come out with that? And just curious around the boys, you know, in the locker room. A lot of you guys are from Europe, and you know, some of you will be at the Euros, and probably Shaq and who else might be going. But do you guys talk about the upcoming summer? It's kind of a month away that the tournament's coming, and curious about that too. So who do you got today for Champions League, and your thoughts on the Euros, and with you and the boys in the locker room?
Yeah, I'm a big Dortmund fan. I grew up in that area. You know, as a kid, I always went to the stadium with my dad, so I'm a huge Dortmund guy. So I was excited to see them win yesterday at PSG. And today, I think as a German, I think internationally we always root for the German team. So I hope Bayern makes it through and we can have like a makeover of the 2013 final, where Dortmund lost against Bayern at Wembley as well. So we have Bayern Dortmund again at Wembley as the Champions League final. That will be pretty nice, but hopefully with Dortmund as the winner this time. So I'm rooting for Bayern today. And yeah, with the Euros coming up, obviously probably Shaq is going, right? I don't know who else might be going, but I mean, you talk about it here and there. It's not a topic of conversation on a daily basis, because I guess it comes closer, it's probably going to be more of a topic. But you know, I mean, it's exciting for Shaq. It's exciting, you know. I think the tournament is taking place in Germany as well. So I mean, I've friends and family that might be going to the games as well. So it's I mean, in Europe it's huge. Here sometimes a little bit different, you know, with the time change and you know when you can actually watch the game. So the atmosphere and the feeling is not quite there when you're living on this side of the earth. But it's exciting. It's a big summer, you know, probably with the Copa America too. But yeah, that's just being said.
Well, go Dortmund. I'm a big fan too. So safe trip to St. Louis.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Tim Hotze from Men in Red 97.
Hi, Fabi. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. So, St. Louis, they like to play really fast football. You know, quick on the counter, long balls over the top. You've been playing mostly in the defensive midfield this year. How do you get involved in the play defensively, especially when against a team that likes to play that direct?
Yeah, I mean, oftentimes what happens is the ball goes over your head, and then you try to recover and then win second balls. Obviously we have to do a good job as of that. You know, winning the second balls, and then once you get them, I think there's spaces to play. We still have to try to impose our game onto them. You know, we can't just, you know, adapt to them and then just play long balls like on our side as well. But I think we're not really the team that strives, you know, just playing long balls and tries to win second balls. So once we have the ball at our feet, you know, even though they're pressing, we still have to try to find the spaces and, you know, try to play through the lines, because I feel like that's our strength more than just hitting long balls and trying to win second balls.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. And now Hernan Espinosa has a question.
Fabi, how are you? Good afternoon.
Good. How are you?
Great, thank you. In a few games, the Fire has not been able to create opportunities or chances to goal, either for Kuipers or for Kutsias or for whatever is in the front. What do you think the Fire will need to do this Saturday to create more chances? Because I know you're the captain, and if Shaq is not in the field, somebody else has to create the chances of opportunities of goal. What do you think the team has to improve for this Saturday?
Yeah, I feel like a lot comes down to decision making and execution in the final third. I do think that we do get there. It's not like we don't even get forward and we're just playing in our own half the whole game. I think especially in the game against New England, we had, especially if I look at the first half, first 25 minutes or so, where we were on top of them and had, good opportunities to goal or like to at least get towards the box, but then it's just either it's the decision making, we shoot when we should still find a pass, or the cross is just not right. It's trying to cross and really find a guy, not just cross to cross, just to put the ball in. It's about the decision making. Then when we get there, having the composure, seeing the open guy, making that extra pass to then have a clear chance on goal. And I do think we did have some quality chances, just not the quantity that we would like, that you might need in a game like that to maybe score one or two. But I do think we get there. It's just then, about composure, execution, and decision making.
Thank you. Tim, I see your hand is up.
Yes, thanks. So one other question, just with the results not having really been going the team's way lately, how do you stay positive and how's the group been doing? Just, because you've been, doing a lot of things, just not actually getting balls in the back of the net.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, the team is in a tough spot right now. If you don't win, 1 out of 3 games at home, it's tough. It's not something that we want or that we hope for. Especially when the expectations of the fans and your own expectations are different. But that being said, I mean, nobody's gonna feel sorry for ourselves. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for us. There's only one way to get through it, and it's keep going and try to do it better next time. So it's that's the thing, to just go look ahead, play the next game and just see what you can do better and try to be better as a whole team. So putting our heads in the sand is not going to help anybody. So we try to keep working, try to stay positive in training, have a good training week, and then we go again, and hopefully we can get a result there in San Luis.
All right, thanks, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go last question, Joe Chatz.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Fabi. One more on talking about corner kicks this year. It's just not been the success you guys have wanted to have bringing in a new coach. I'm just curious at this point, Fabi, what you've seen and what can be improved on your guys' end to make sure you're getting a couple goals out of those opportunities that you guys have been getting in abundance recently.
Yeah, one is about the discipline, to make the runs that we actually train and should be doing. I think it's, we do certain reps during the week, and then it just, having, seeing the signal, if it's one hand, two hand, or something else, a trick play here or there, where we actually, try to do it, everybody find their spots. And then it's also about execution, if we have to hit the corner kicks then to the spot that they're supposed to go. If we have let's say we have a signal that we go to the second post and then the ball comes first post, then we are outnumbered then there, and then we're not going to win the ball in the first post. So I think it comes down to discipline to make the runs, and then trust that the taker is also getting the service there. And I feel like either or hasn't been always right this season, and I think set pieces are very important, hugely important, where you can just sneak away with results. I think Cincinnati did it to us, early in the season, where they had like a couple corner kicks to the near post that we couldn't defend, and they just sneak away with 3 points. So I think it's a very important part of the game, and obviously we're not good enough at that either this year. So I feel like we have a lot of areas to improve still.
Thank you. Good luck this weekend. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fabi. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.